let's have a quick demo on setting up GCP instances. Now, before that, let's have a quick recap. So when you talk about instance or a virtual machine, it is hosted on Google's infrastructure, right? And you can create your Google Cloud instance using this Google Cloud console. That is by clicking on this and then going to Compute Engine and clicking on VM instances. Now, you can also do that from Google Cloud command line tool, that is Cloud Shell, and you can be doing that using Compute Engine API. So Compute Engine instances can run the public images for Linux or Windows servers that Google provides. You also have option of creating or using custom images that you can create and import from your existing systems. You can deploy Docker containers which are automatically launched on instance running containers, optimized OS. Now, when you talk about instances and projects, always remember that each instance belongs to a Google Cloud Console project, and a project can have one or more instances. When you talk about instances and storage options, each instance has a small boot persistent disk, which I will show you in further screens, that contains the OS. You can add more storage space if needed. And when you talk about instances and network, a project can have up to 5 VPC networks. So VPC network is virtual private networks, wherein you can virtual private cloud networks, where you can have your resources within your own subnet. And each instance belongs to one VPC network. Now, instances in same network can communicate with each other through local area network protocol. An instance uses internet to communicate within any machine. So that could be virtual, physical, or outside its own network. When you talk about instances and containers, you should remember that Compute Engine instances support a declarative method for launching your application using containers. Now you can create a VM instance or a VM instance template. You can provide a Docker image and launch the configuration. So there are different ways in which you can create these instances. And once you create these instances, you can say, for example, you're creating a Linux instance. You can associate SSH keys with your Google account or your G Suite account, and then manage your admin, non-admin access to the instance using IAM roles. If you connect to your instance using G Cloud or SSH from console, which we will see later, Compute Engine can generate SSH keys for you and apply that to your Google Cloud or G Suite account. Now, what we can do is we can see how we can create your Google Cloud instances from your console or from the command line. Let's have a look in creating instances using GCP console. Now that we have learned on some basics of Google Cloud Platform, what are the different services, what are different domains, basically looking at your Google Cloud Console or even Cloud Shell, let's go ahead and create some VM instances. Now that's from your Compute Engine service, and let's try connecting to these instances and see how this works. Let's also see what are the different options which are available when you would want to create the virtual machine instances here. So when you click on your drop down from the top left and choose Compute Engine, so it brings you to this page. So I can show that again. So you can click on Compute Engine, click on VM instances, and that basically brings you to this page. Now here it tells you Compute Engine lets you use virtual machines that run on Google's infrastructure. So we can create micro VMs or large instances running different distributions of Linux or Windows using standard images,